And then I went in West Philadelphia, because that was where one of our focuses was, every Sunday for about 6 months to a different black church in West Philadelphia, uninvited. I found out when their service was, and I went in and talked after the service, stayed for the service, enjoyed the singing for the most part. And some of it was great, some of it wasn't, some of it was like our own. And then waited and introduced myself to the pastor and told him why I was there and asked if they would come and have this conversation, because I said I did not know how to have it. I felt strongly it needed to be had, but that it should not be had just by people like me. It should come from the community. And as a result of that, we had a town hall meeting in June 2000. We believe in town hall meetings, in hearing people, let them talk, and listening. You hear good stuff. And you hear stuff that you didn't know. You might think you know it all when you walk in. No, you don't. And listen. So we had a town hall meeting where we had Mary Robinson, the former president of Ireland, who's running an ethical globalization initiative in New York, and we invited her group to come down because she's seen as a big champion of human rights. And we did a day long on a Saturday in International House in West Philadelphia, where we had African-American community leaders and members and immigrant community leaders and members at facilitated, we like the facilitation, Steve, conversations about what should be done, what were the issues, what would be helpful, what wouldn't. And I promised them we would do one thing, because we're really small. And I said, we'll listen and do one thing. Well, what everybody there wanted, especially the African-American community, was a welcome center, or a welcoming center, modeled on R1 in Center City, but that would be on the strip, in the community, and available to everybody. So we said yes, and we developed Welcoming Center West, which is on 52nd Street. And the work we do there, we do it with the entire community. We work side by side with the Business Association. Actually, we helped them get formed. We provided the technical assistance. We work with them, and the local CDC. And we have the University of Pennsylvania. We have set up a relationship with them where we have access to their intercultural communication graduate students from around the world. We have developed this internship program with them where this is our ICOR, International Community Organizing Project, and they go door to door. These kids have the languages of the store owners, and they go door to door with somebody from the BA, and they go and talk to each immigrant. And the goals are, number one, to increase the immigrant participation in the existing community. We find all kinds of interesting things from both sides. And what's so interesting about this is that we've surveyed 6 commercial corridors in very different parts of the city, and largely the results are consistent. We're hearing the same thing from the receiving community, the native-born community, and the immigrant community. The issues are the same. And so that tells us that we have maybe hit upon truth and something that needs to be further worked with. We do stuff out there, holidays from around the world, having the native-born community be more aware of the cultural issues of different, all the ethnic groups come and tell how they celebrate, and they cook food, and they give little cooking classes, and there's storytelling from their, we do conflict resolution. We have developed, also with the University of Pennsylvania, curriculum for English for entrepreneurs, so that these immigrant businesses understand American customer service. We heard from young black teenagers, they'd go into a Korean store and the lady would look away and put her hand down as they walk in. They don't know that she's not reaching for a gun, and she's clearly showing that she's worried about them. or in some other stores where it's against their culture to touch paper money, and so an African American would put their dollars in on this counter, and they'd put on a glove to pick up the money, put on a rubber glove to pick up the money. Some of these little cultures, they're not that little, but that caused, insult and all these things in the community. So these are the kinds of things, anyway, that are going on there. We're also very interested in, we get state dollars, we get community and economic development dollars, we get some workforce money as well, and we've just completed a study with eConsult, which is a big economic analysis, highly regarded group in Philadelphia, to take a look at what kind of return on investment are we returning from this investment of state dollars. And I'm delighted to tell you, and I was a bit worried about it, but I didn't know, but I felt that even if it wasn't as good as I would like it to be, we would learn something internally and be able to use it. For every dollar that the state has invested in our employment program, we immediately return $1.66 in terms of taxes to the community and otherwise. So I could go on, but I will be glad to answer your questions. I'm dying,
Today at the City Club of Cleveland, we're listening to a special program with Ann O'Callaghan, the Executive Director of the Welcoming Center for New Pennsylvanians in Philadelphia. We'll return to our speaker in a minute for our traditional City Club questions, and we want to encourage you to formulate questions now while we break for a few announcements. We want to welcome all of you here, especially our guests, and echoing what Gary said at the beginning, we hope if you're not a member, you will consider joining the City Club and become active in our ongoing civic dialogue here at the oldest continuously running public forum in the country. Wednesday, May 27th, the City Club welcomes the Honorable Sherrod Brown, United States Senator from Ohio, for a forum on health care. Friday, May 29th, the City Club will host Greg Browning, Senior Advisor for My School, My Choice. He will discuss school choice in Ohio, where we've been and where we're going. And for more information about our programs, to make reservations or order a tape of today's program, you can call the City Club at 1-888-223-6786 or 216-621-0082. Or you can visit the website, cityclub.org. We want to thank all of the sponsors who are listed in your program: Ariel Ventures, the Consortium of African American Organizations, Case Western Reserve University, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cuyahoga County Public Library, the Greater Cleveland Partnership, Northeast Able Resource Center, Ed Romero, Dr. Jenna Griselli Brown, and Glenn Brown. And we also want to welcome guests at a table hosted by Margaret Wong and Associates, and a delegation from Detroit, which we're glad to have. We welcome Steve and Melissa and Jason. We want to also thank all of those who worked on the committee to bring Ann in a particular way: Richard Herman, who's at the head table, Barbara Hawkins, Ken Kovach, Dick Russ, Harry Weller, Radhika Reddy, Mansfield Frazier, Raphael Davila, and Rose Zatello, who couldn't be with us. Also those who have worked on this general concept for quite a while and who are with us. Mansfield Frazier has been doing particular work on that. We have Alex Macheski with us, I'm glad to say, and Alex has been very involved. Just a whole number of folks in our community. And right after this program, County Commissioner Peter Lawson-Jones will be leading a community dialogue on following up on the idea of a welcome center in Greater Cleveland. That'll be in the central dining room. So now we'll have Carrie Miller, who's the manager. There's Carrie, our manager for marketing and program, and Marcella Brown, our assistant director for development, who have the microphones. So we'll have our first question, please.